Hey guys, Sunblaze here. Welcome to week number 11 of the Minecraft Sim League. And we are almost done with cycle 2 now, which means we are on to 4 feathers this week. So just one sport to go after this. Of course, 4 feathers being the 4 teams sport. 4 teams play at the same time. We got arrows and fireworks. It looks like we're missing our good little checkered, which we can just grab it out of here. Checkered firework. So the way that it will work is the arrows will be launched up. If it lands in one of their quadrants, they get a certain amount of points. The regular arrows are 2, the spectral arrows are 5, and then the fireworks are worth 10 points to the color that they explode. So there's red, yellow, blue, and green, one for each of the quadrants. And then if it lands on the white line, then the points are given to both for the arrows. If an arrow lands back on the dispenser, the game ends. Or if we run out of any of these arrows, the game ends. If we run out of fireworks, the game ends. The four fireworks. Or if just the checkered firework launches, then that also ends the game. These games go pretty quick. I am gonna try to use the scoreboard though, so hopefully it will work. But that is how Four Feathers is going to work, and you can hear quitter. That's why we didn't have the block sounds on, because it's just that constantly. Let's do a recap. I'm assuming you just watched the last episode, because it literally would have come out a few minutes ago or a few hours ago, I guess. Because hopefully I'm posting this on the same day. I'm recording it on the same day after all. But we got the Chargers in first on 50 points. That's seems pretty good. We've only handed out one bout of cycle points, so if it goes to one of these other teams, they could potentially pass the Chargers, but we will see. Flyers are in second on 37 and a half. The Edge in third, 33. They're on I believe they lost last game. So hopefully, or for them at least, they can get another win here today. Tridents on 31, Cherries on 30, the Savannah Cats 24 and a half, Bonebows 23, and Violets 21 and a half, rounding out the top 8 for our Cobblestone Cup points. Then we got the Sniffers and the Detonators rounding out the top 10, 20, and 19 points. Then my Sunrays jumping up to 11th after another win last week, up to 18 and a half points. Jockeys on 18, Copper Golems, and so on, all the way down to our relegation zone. The Gapplers escaping it last week, now on 10 and a half points, but still only a point and a half above the line. So hopefully they can get more points today, with the Undead, the Phantoms, the Royal Hogs, and the Hivemind sitting in the relegation zone and looking for a way out. If you want to replace one of those teams, if you want your team to replace one of those teams in the Minecraft Sim League for next season, all you got to do is comment down below an idea for a team name, and you will get a shout out as well as a cool custom banner like this that your team will be able to compete for in the second division, and then the top 4 teams from the second division will be promoted to the Sim League for next season. Kind of have this idea, if we don't end up getting 24, that we'll just have a smaller season. If we only get 4, of course, then those teams will just be automatically promoted. Or if we only end up with these 2 teams, which I hope not, but if we only end up with these 2 teams, then only the bottom 2 teams will get replaced, obviously. But these are the 2 teams we got so far. We got the Gothic Warriors from David and the Blood Roses from Yuki. So, yes, if you want your team to be in the Sim League with a chance, or about the second division, if with a chance to play in the Sim League for next year, then yeah, comment down below. There's no prerequisites or whatever they're called to sign up. All you got to do is comment, and your team will get in. And hopefully my banner will do you justice. But anyway, we are on to today's matches of 4 feathers. We're using this lineup today, not this one, because we got teams of 4, or games of 4 teams rather playing. In match 1, we got the Copper Golems, the Gapplers, the Dogpack, and the Bonebows. And then in match number 2, we have the Whitewoods, the Bucketheads, the Flyers, and the Jockeys. In match 3, it's the Phantoms, the Cherries, the Edge, and the Detonators. Then in match 4, it's a close one. We got the Chargers, the Sunrays, the Violets, and the Diamondeers. And match number 5, We got the Hivemind, the Sniffers, the Royal Hogs, and the Pillagers, so any points there would do all those teams good. Then there's the Lush Dwellers, the Tridents, the Undead, and the Savannah Cats in match number 6. But let's start right away with match number 1, which we got the Copper Golems in blue, the Gapplers in red, the Dogpack in yellow, and the Bone Bows in green. There we go. We all got our team set up, and I'm going to grab my trusty video assistant referee in case there's an arrow that's too close to call. If it's even clipping this, like if it's got any sort of material in this white line, then it counts for both teams. And then this feather will go to signify if one of the fireworks has been launched for the team. So then that we know that they have their 10-point bonus. But let's get right into match number 1. And we're going to start off with a firework, and it is the red firework. So the Gappler is going to start off with a 10-point lead. Let me get the scoreboard real quick. And the Gappler's up 10-0 to start us. Some points here would do well for them. And it's the checkered firework, which instantly ends the game. No points for any other teams. That's what I was saying. These games are going to go pretty fast because the checkered firework does like to just show up for no reason at all without any arrows launching at all. The only points being the firework for the Gapplers, and they are going to get the win. And just 10 points for them and nothing for anyone else. And the Gapplers are going to start us off in the points with the win and the gold medal. Just 10 for them, but it is enough to take the win, as no other points were given out to anybody. And there is how the sign is going to look. Gappler's getting 10. Let's check real quick who got the gold medal last time. It was the Violets, who scored 22 points, and the Flyers got bronze with 17. 19 points was that. That looks like a good game. Hopefully we get something like that. I know some games just sort of ended pretty quickly. That's when 2 teams got no points. This one, I think the checkered firework was like immediate, which is just kind of crazy. All teams on 0 points, and that happened twice to end us. So hopefully that won't happen today. Hopefully we get some points on the board. Yeah, the Gapplers in first. A gold medal would be crazy for them, but it's not likely to happen with just 10 points on the board. As we get right back into it with match number 2. It's the Whitewoods, the Bucketheads, the Flyers, and the Jockeys. And we are ready to go for match number 2. Starting off with an arrow, regular arrow, which is going to drop for the Flyers, so 2 points for them. And so the Flyers up 2 points to start us off. Now we're going to get a firework, and it's going to be the yellow one, so the Flyers now up to 12 points to the gold medal as it stands. And if the game were to end right now for them, that would be good, but we've got an arrow, and it is going to drop for the Jockeys, so 5 points for them there. That's decent. If they can get a firework here, then they would take the lead, but they don't. It's going to be a 10-pointer for the Whitewoods. So a pretty exciting game so far. That is not going to end it. That is going to be the feather for the Jockeys, which has them taking the lead now. Pretty exciting game as long as you support the Bucketheads, and I did realize that I put it wrong. But now the Flyers are going to retake the lead with a 5 points there. So pretty exciting game all around. Still looking for that checkered firework, but now the arrow is going to come back, and it's going to land on the dispenser, which ends the game instantly. So the Bucketheads on 0. That's unfortunate for them. Not what they wanted to see. And the Flyers are going to take the win. I don't really remember how the points breakdown is. I think it'll be 2 points for the Jockeys. No, sorry, 2 points for the Flyers, 1 for the Jockeys, and maybe half a point for the Whitewoods. I'll have to take a look at that. But I believe that is how it is going to end. And the Flyers getting the win. Pretty good for them. Especially because now they're on the gold medal, and that would be another gold medal for them because I believe they sit second. So even without cycle points, they would be pretty close to the Chargers already. That would have them on, I think, 49.5, if I'm not wrong. So we shall see. And the Flyers are going to take the win 17-15 over the Jockeys. So the Jockeys going to get silver here. And then the Gapplers still on bronze with 10. Although that is very likely to change. 17. That was definitely a better game than the one we had before. So, 4 matches to go. Already 1/3 of the way through this thing. Let's get right back into it. With match number 3, it's the Phantoms, the Cherries, the Edge, and the Detonators. So here we are with match number 3, scoreboard up, and we are ready to go. Is that the checkered? No, it's not. Thank goodness it's 10 points for the Phantoms. I think they're in the relegation zone, so that is big help for them. Even a win would be good enough for them to jump up, but now they're going to get tied here by the Edge, which is a team actually looking to make a push for the final, or for the championship, rather. And now that's 5 points to both of these teams. So the Phantoms will take the lead right back as we're ready to go with our next. And it's a feather for the Cherries, who now jump into the conversation here. So they're now tied with the Edge. Is this the final firework? Yes, it is. The Detonators will not see theirs launch. And the Phantoms are going to get the win. 15 points. That is, I believe, right now enough for a medal. So that is very impressive from them. And enough to get the win. 15 points. Let's go write that down. So the Phantoms getting the win, and they are going to take silver from the Jockeys, as the Jockeys also got 15 points, but they did lose. And the Detonators just 5 points. Not enough to win the match, clearly. So yeah, the Jockeys also scored 15, but they didn't win. So they're going to get the bronze medal here now, which takes it away from the Gapplers. So the Flyers still sitting on gold, which again would just be insane for them if they manage to hold on to that. We are now halfway through this thing. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying it. If you're watching it at all, please, I guess the biggest thing is just share it with people. I've worked really hard on this. I really enjoy doing sort of just simulator content in general. So if you also enjoy this, or I guess if you have any feedback as well, make sure to leave a comment. And if you enjoy this, make sure to share this with other people you think will enjoy it. So let's get on to match number 4. We got the Chargers, Sunrays, the Violets, and the Diamondeers. 3 of these teams hanging around the top 10, with the Diamondeers just above the relegation zone. So a win here would be a big upset and a big help for them, as the Chargers are going to start off with 2 points. And we get back into press number 2, which is going to be the yellow firework, which is 10 points to the Violets. They are now going to take the lead. And here we go for the next shot. That's an arrow. Is it going to come down? Oh, I thought it was going to come down right on the dispenser. But it is 5 points to both the Chargers and the Sunrays. Yeah, right on the dispenser would have ended it, and the Violets would have won. They're still in the lead here. What's this firework? It's the red one, which means the Sunrays are going to take the lead. Hashtag not scripted, chat. Hashtag not scripted. I don't know why I feel the need to say that every time my team starts winning. Is that the checkered? Yes, it is! And the Sunrays are going to take their 3rd straight win. And they're going to get the, I believe, tied for the silver medal here now with 15 points. Big win for the Sunrays, again, in 4 feathers. And this could even see them jump into the top 10. But let's go write it down. And the Chargers dropping points when they didn't want to, and especially to the Sunrays, who I guess they don't really perceive as a threat. Sunrays might get into the top 10 here. But especially when the Flyers put on the performance that they did, the Chargers do not want to be dropping any points. So the Flyers still hanging on to that gold medal. And that Sunrays performance with 15 is going to tie them with the Phantoms for silver. And the 15 points here for the Jockeys is still on bronze. So 2 more games to go. And we still have the Flyers on gold, which would, again, be huge for them. So let's see if it'll stay that way, or if we're going to get something different as we're on to match number 5. The Hivemind, the Sniffers, the Royal Hogs, and the Pillagers. It's the battle of the less fortunate teams. The Sniffers, I think, are the highest rated out of all of them, or highest ranked anyway. with two of these teams, the Hivemind and the Royal Hogs, being in the relegation zone. So a win here would do well for all of them, especially starting off with a firework for the Hivemind, especially if they are able to get a medal. 2 points for both of these teams. So they're up to 2. Now we're going to get another firework here, and it's going to be the red one for the Sniffers, so they're going to take the lead. And now they lead the game by 2 as we're going to get another firework here, and it's going to end it. The Sniffers, against everyone's wishes, are going to get the win. And that's not what any of these other teams wanted. I mean, all their teams, I assume, want to win, but that is going to be the win for the Sniffers. They've pulled it out of nowhere, getting their firework before the checkered. And then they're not even going to get a medal because that's only 12 points. But a win is a win, and we have just one match left to go here. So the Hivemind's 10, not enough to best the Sniffers 12. As the Royal Hogs only scraped together 2 points, and the Pillagers none. So the Pillagers continuing their losing streak, as I said last week, or I guess a few hours ago. They've only got 1 win. So they have 1 win, I think 1 tie, and 9 losses now. So, but they continue to sit mid-table because they're a 1 win, and Clockwork is this cycle was a gold medal, which is just insane to think about that this league rewards the outliers like that, which is kind of how I intended it. I guess it is how I intended it, so working as intended. And yeah, the Sniffers, not enough points to get a medal as the Flyers are still going to hold the gold. And then it is the Phantoms and the Sunrays sharing a silver, and the Jockeys on bronze as it stands. But we are on to our last match. We haven't had the checkered fireworks show up right off the bat like we did a couple times last cycle. So maybe I've just jinxed it there. But we shall see as we get right back into it. Match number 6. It's the Lush Dwellers, the Tridents, the Undead, and the Savannah Cats. And this is the last of our matches for today. I feel like it's been a pretty short, concise episode so far. We're going to start off with a feather for the Savannah Cats, which is exactly what they want. I mean, who doesn't want the feather? We got another firework going up here, and it is going to be for the Tridents. So now the Savannah Cats and the Tridents sharing it, as an arrow will go up, and it will land on the line. 2 points for both of these teams. The Tridents will take the lead. And our next button press will be another arrow landing on the middle, so the Tridents will extend their lead up to 14. Another one could give them a medal here. We'll see what happens next. It's another firework, and it is going to be the yellow ones, the Undead, getting up to 12 here and taking second place. The Lush Dwellers, the only one we haven't seen the firework yet. Is this for them? No, it's the checkered, which means the Tridents will not be getting a medal, but they are going to be getting the win by 14 to 12 to 10, and the Lush Dwellers just with 2, which is unfortunate for them because they have been sitting in the relegation zone. I believe they will stay there, unless I am mistaken. So the Tridents taking the win with 14 points. The Undead on 12. And the Savannah Cats getting just 10 points there to get third place in that game. And that will do it for us. That's really all. It's pretty much all said and done here. We just got to calculate our medals, which it is the gold for the Flyers, the shared silver for the Phantoms and the Sunrays, and then also on 15 points, but losing is the Jockeys getting bronze. And there we go. Just as I said, Flyers getting gold. That is their... I don't know if they've gotten a gold yet. They've got a good amount of medals, though. The Flyers have a lot of medals, which is why they're currently in second, and that lead for the Chargers is only going to get smaller and smaller. The Sunrays and the Phantoms are sharing the silver, which is the Sunrays' second medal. It's not an outright medal, but it's a medal nonetheless. It'll be good for them. And the Jockeys getting bronze. So I could see them I could even see them up into the top 10, but we will have to calculate the standings and redo our table. So let's do that right now. So here is how our standings are looking. The Gapplers climbing up one more spot and now 11 points for the Diamondeers in the relegation zone. Some of these teams got points, but it definitely wasn't enough. The Pillagers, though, sharing the silver, jumping all the way out to 14 and a half, way out of the relegation zone. And now my Sunrays climbing into the top 8. They're 7th on 24 points with the shared silver. But it's a second straight gold medal for the Flyers, bringing them up 12 points to 49 and a half, just one whole point behind the Chargers. And if they win the cycle, which they are in first in the cycle right now, if they win the cycle next week, then that'll see them way out in first. So the Flyers, the championship could already be done and dusted unless we get another charge like the Flyers have done this cycle for next cycle. 2 gold medals. They're now up to 2 gold medals, 1 silver, and then 1 1/4 bronze. So that is incredible from the Flyers. The Edge now on 33 and a half, up to, or staying in third, sorry. The Tridents with 33 points in fourth. Cherries holding on to fifth on 30 and a half. And the Savannah Cats are next up in sixth with 25. Then my Sunrays on 24. The Bone Bows 23 and a half. Jockeys on 23, getting the bronze today. And the Violets 22 and a half, rounding out the top 10. And everyone else down here is pretty close together. Like from here, from the Lush Dwellers, basically mid-table all the way down to the relegation zone, is only 4 points. So plenty of teams still up to get relegated or still up to stay in the league. And the title race getting very close now. If you noticed, I've added this little thing back here. I just added this just now, so this wasn't here in previous episodes. This is the currently leading the cycle. So this is the amount of points they've earned this cycle, excluding medals, because the cycle points are awarded just based on wins and not medals alone. Of course, if they tie on points, so like if the Cherries or the Whitewoods were to win, um, their next they were to get 2 points, and then the Flyers get half a point in the next game. Then the Flyers would win because obviously they've got 2 golds among their points that they've scored. Um, but if the Flyers completely lose their drop sixes game, which they could do by finishing fifth or sixth, or even tying for fourth, then if they completely lose, then that leaves the door open for the Cherries or the Whitewoods to take the cycle points, the 20 cycle points, which would just make it more exciting. The Cherries would jump all the way up to 50 and a half, which may or may not take the lead. And then the Whitewoods all the way down here, they've scored the majority of their 13 and a half points. They've scored 8 and a half of those this cycle. So 20 points would do really well, but it wouldn't even get them close to first place. So it could just make the title race even spicier. But yeah, this is how these teams are basically out. I think the only team that has a chance, I don't know if there's any teams that have a chance. No, not really, because none of them have earned a gold. So even if they win and the Flyers lose, then the Flyers would still like tie with them and get that be winning on the gold medals. So really just these two teams here, the Cherries and the Whitewoods, to look out for next week, with a slight chance to earn the cycle points. But yeah, if the Flyers do win it, that would take them up to probably, because if they win, they would get another 12 points, because it's the 2 plus the 10 from the gold medal. 2 for the win, 10 for the gold medal. That would take them up to about 71, 72 points, which would just be insane, and they would be way out in the lead like the Chargers were at the beginning of the cycle. So maybe we could see another title charge from a different team, but this is how it stands after 11 weeks of play. Just one more to go in the cycle, and then just one cycle left until the championship is given out. So pretty exciting stuff here. I am super, super thrilled to be bringing this to you guys, and I hope anyone is watching this video, because I do put a lot of work into these. And again, if you are watching this, make sure to just share with your friends. That's the biggest thing that I like, is just to, if you could share this with anyone that you think will enjoy it. I do a lot of simulator content, and we've got some pretty exciting stuff coming out. As soon as this is over, then I'm going to be doing some college football So all to my American fans out there, and maybe to some Europeans or Asians who haven't who don't really know what college football is, it's pretty hype. And yeah, I will be doing simulating college football next, and then during the summer, I'm planning to post every single day, which may or may not be feasible. But I do not work during the summer as I work at a school, so hopefully I can well, I will be able to post every day during the summer. Um, but yeah, that's just what's scheduled. Of course, I'm pretty terrible at sticking to a schedule, so we will see. But thank you guys so much for watching. We've got drop sixes to decide the cycle next week, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, make sure to like and subscribe if you're not already. Most of my viewers are subscribed just because I don't get a lot of views, and so it's mostly just my friends that watch these videos. So hello if you're watching. Make sure to comment down below if you haven't already commented a team name. Um, Make sure to comment a team name for the second division down below, and anyone can do that. You don't even have to be subscribed, and you will have the chance to see your team. You will be able to see your team compete in the second division, and the top 4 teams from that second division cycle that I play will be promoted, replacing these bottom 4 teams in the Sim League for next season. But yeah, with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry for not posting earlier, and I'm hopefully back on track now. Got a little plan for how to finish out my schedule here. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe and see ya.